Hello, welcome to my channel. I guess I don't know. I'm not gonna promote this. This isn't important. This is a channel, purely a method of just delivering the workouts so I don't annoy the other half of the followers that said no. Because I mean, everyone thinks they're a fitness person now, so I don't want to be that guy. Purpose of the video, kind of just reach out, see how everyone reacts to it, kind of test out some bugs, see if anything's gonna be fucking weird or whatever. But anyways, I decided I'd start, instead of just wasting your time by talking at the camera for a few seconds, by just showing you what supplements I take to work out. Some people ask, what's essential, what's not essential, what do you need, what is it for? So, I mean, I'll cover a little bit here. Of course, if you have anything you need to ask after, just message me, text me, whatever. I know a lot of you guys, so shoot me a message, see if there's anything you don't know, you'd like clarified, and I'll see if I can help you. I'm not a fucking genius here, but I can certainly try to help as much as I can. Before the gym, about half an hour to 45 minutes before, I like to take both citrulline malate, yeah, it's in a bag, I broke the container, and pre-workout. I take pre-FO, doesn't matter. I like to limit the beta-alanine in the pre-workout. I don't like that twitchy feeling in my muscles. But I do like to maintain a high caffeine content. Pre-FO is about 200 milligrams of caffeine, I believe. If you need more, go ahead. If you need less, go ahead. I find the caffeine is good for working out at home, seeing as this is the same environment for work, for leisure time, and now it's going to be your environment for the gym. So you need to kind of mentally dissonate from the fact that this is your normal lounging area, if you will, and you kind of need to do the same you would as you were entering the Iron Church, which is the gym, for you that don't know. A lot of people ask me, do you need to take pre-workout? Of course not. You don't need to take any of these supplements, I'm telling you. The thing is, you'll enhance your yield and your strength with these, but I understand conjunction can be a little bit difficult if you don't know how to use them properly. It can also be quite pricey, so I'll kind of limit what I think is super important, so you can pick that up if you are in a position where maybe you don't want to just shell out thousands of dollars on supplements per year, but you still want a little bit of an advantage. Sorry, I'm wiggling around here. I'm thoroughly ADHD, so this is going to be the best of my abilities. The thing is, pre-workout, I mean, I'd recommend it. It's just always good to give you a little bit more energy, a little bit more of a boost in your workouts, get going, kind of hit your max potential. I think that the pre-workout is very good to give you that boost that you need to, you know, kind of accelerate yourself in your natural environments. It's a lot tougher to hit the maximum lifts that you would normally like to hit in the gym in your own house, but this kind of helps. At least for me, it helps. So I mean, I'm gonna bestow it upon you, and hopefully it'll help you too. With the citrulline malate, of course, I take the citrulline malate as it's a vasodilator. It opens up your blood vessels. With that, better nutrient delivery, better oxygen delivery, better waste management, with nitric oxide building up. I believe that's a waste product. With the blood vessels less constricted, I mean, your heart's already going to be more active from the working out. You're going to have more blood faster to exchange these nutrients. The blood is the highway to facilitate everything between your cells and your bloodstream, or whatever you intake. I mean, it doesn't matter, dietary, whatever your recreational activities are, that's the highway. So if you can open it up a little bit, it'll be a little bit faster. I like to use BCAAs. I use Nutribolics. Doesn't matter what you use. The good thing about the BCAAs really is that they taste good, and it's an extra inflow of amino acids. That's what it is, beta chain amino acids. So they're building blocks. Your proteins are made of amino acids. Your enzymes, which are what do everything in your body, like pretty much everything, convert this to that, make this, get rid of this, whatever. The enzymes are made of proteins, which are made of amino acids. So it's always good to have an inflow of them if you want to operate at maximum efficiency, if you will. You know, you're going to have less lag time between synthesizing this and that, but it's not essential. If we're going on the list here, it's not essential. It's more of a convenience thing in terms of flavoring. If you have excess, you just get rid of it. With proteins, You don't convert it and store it really. You use what you can, and then you just get rid of it. Okay, so quickly, before I get into the post-workout supplements, I just wanted to say, yes, I am aware the first half of the video is vertical. The whole purpose of launching this supplements video, even though it's supposed to be like a home workout kind of series, is that we wanted to see if there was kind of any errors before I started uploading anything that was like of legitimate value. There was a lot, of course. I mean, I filmed vertical. The cutting was tough because I speak too quick. So this is a day after the first set. I flipped it to horizontal filming, so it's more optimal for YouTube. The file size is also way too big when I was trying to send it to be edited. I have a friend, Liam, who edits. Thank you, by the way, Liam. Greatly appreciate it. And it just wouldn't send. For some reason, it was massive, so I got to refilm it. Sorry for the continuity. It will be fixed next time, I promise. That's why we do this stuff. Additionally, we found we were going to put some background music into the videos and whatnot, but we don't want any sort of copyright issues. So we had to outsource for music, and I have a friend, producer. His name's Rye Lewis. I'll be playing his beats in the back. Incredible. Check him out if you get the chance, but this isn't a promotion anyway, so let me move onwards. The final things that I like to use when I work out would be protein, right? So I use IsoSurge. It doesn't matter too much what brand you get. You can use concentrate, isolate, casein. Casein's plant-based. There are some arguments about plant-based versus concentrates and isolates. Doesn't matter, as long as you get the protein powder in after. It's very, very good because protein, it's a good dump of amino acids, much like the BCAAs are. But the good thing about the protein is that with a container or powder, you're going to get a lot more in terms of cost. When you try to equate it to the the thing with the protein powder is that it's a good source of a lot of amino acids. The good thing about the amino acids obviously is synthesizing your muscles, synthesizing your enzymes, because the enzymes are made of proteins are made of amino acids. So if you have an excess, you're actually able to synthesize faster. There's no sort of limit, like they call it a limiting reagent in chemistry. It's kind of the same concept. It's not directly proportional, but it's almost a good comparison. The limiting reagent in something is once it's used up, nothing more can be made, right? So if you're lacking amino acids in the body, you can't make enzymes, and eventually, like, you're gonna have to wait inevitably until you have a source that kind of fuels it up. So the good thing about the protein powder is that in terms of cost efficiency, there's a lot of discrepancies or debates between protein powder and dietary purposes in terms of gaining protein and amino acids, but I find the cost efficiency is much better with the protein powder, believe it or not. I know you're spending about $80 for like a kilogram, but a kilogram is 2.2 pounds, right? And each scoop, which is only about, thank goodness, it's a 32 gram scoop, right? You do the math because that's not what this is, but you're gonna get a lot more in a lesser quantity of scoop, if you will. If you try to get the same values that you're getting, you know, if you put 2 scoops in, most of my proteins are about 25 to 26 grams of protein per scoop. You're gonna get what, 52? Almost bricked the math. This is why we don't do math. You're getting about 52 grams of protein. If you try to do that by diet, it's gonna be a lot tougher. 2 other things real quick that I like to put in is glutamine and creatine. I'm gonna lift, this is a terrible filming angle. But the glutamine is good for muscle recovery. Glutamine is just one form. It's an amino acid. There's 20 of them. 8 are essential, meaning you have to eat them from your diet. You cannot synthesize them. That's where the issues with casein-based proteins and isolates and concentrates come into play, because you don't know if the plants have the essential amino acids that you need. I don't know too much, but like I said, it's not something to get into. But with the glutamine, it's very, very good for joint recovery and just overall recovery. So having ample concentrations of that will be really, really beneficial to recovery time, you know, your plateaus that you might hit after a couple weeks, fatigue on the next day workout that might actually limit your yields. I think the glutamine's really, really good for combating that. And like with any amino acid, if there's excess, it's just excreted. It's not kept on the body like you would with carbs or fat. Fat's touchy, but carbs for sure. This is just gone. You just get rid of it. I'll simplify it like that. The creatine, I mean, if you're looking to make a lot of gains in the shortest amount of time, creatine's absolutely the way you should do it. Creatine works on the basis that when your body uses molecules for energy, it uses ATP, adenosine triphosphate. When it cleaves or cuts the bonds between the phosphates on that molecule, the adenosine molecule, it releases energy. It's about 30.1 kilojoules per mole for ATP. When you deplete that, however, you're going to be kind of in a little bit of a lag or whatnot. You're going to have a deficiency in available energy or nutrients, right? So the way creatine works is that it's the same thing as ATP, except for when you cleave or cut the bond that frees the energy, it actually releases about 64.2 kilojoules per mole. These are just arbitrary values, but you know, the good thing about the creatine is that it stays and it helps you retain water. It helps you keep your muscles nourished and hydrated. But it's very, very, very essential if you're looking to build mass in a shortest amount of time. The thing with the creatine, the trade-off, of course, is the hydration. Anything that's processed that toxifies the body or any sort of dehydration mostly runs through the liver. They detoxify and process a lot of information, body information, not like cognizant information that I'd be sharing to you. So with the creatine, if you're gonna drink the creatine in your shakes or at all, you're gonna need a lot of water, adequate hydration, about 4 liters of water a day, because without it, it's gonna cause a lot of problems and that's not what you want. So just try to keep your water levels up. I mean, if you're taking supplements, it's not gonna be difficult because you fill a bottle for pre-workout, you fill a bottle for BCA, you fill a bottle for proteins, you probably fill a bottle in between if you finish your BCAs before you've done your workout. But I mean, out of all of them, creatine and protein are probably the two that I preach the most in terms of what I've done and what I've seen in others. So I mean, I would encourage you to take those, obviously. That's it. That's all for this little teaser, pilot, whatever you want to call it. Let me please communicate with me if there's any sort of errors or something, a tone you'd rather shift, less like in science actually, and more workout, or more workout, less science. That's the same thing. I just said the same thing. Or more science, less workout. I'm all trying to find a balance for everyone. So, I mean, please be vocal. Your feedback is what I need. The whole purpose of this is to relay it to you guys so you guys can take something from it. So feel free to speak up, let me know. Anyways, I promise we'll be better sorted for the next one. That'll be coming somewhat soon. I have no schedule because this is just happening. So just stay tuned for that. I'll probably announce it or something. But yeah, thanks.